Welcome to our second vlog on easing anxiety. Now that I'm a pro at this one's going to be absolutely perfect. And if you believe that, you'll buy some property I have for you in Arizona. But welcome back to our second vlog. I hope you enjoy this. We're doing something different today, so please stay tuned. Hello there. My name is Dee, and this is Easing Anxiety. If you like what we do, please subscribe and click on the notifications button so you can be alerted when new videos are available. Thanks for joining us. Welcome back. My name's Dee, as I mentioned in the intro, and this is our second vlog on easing anxiety, something different in case you haven't noticed. Not sure how the audio is working, not sure how the video, I know my face might be a little dark, brought a little lighting out here, but I'm not sure how that's working, so we'll see. But, you know, again, the vlogs are raw and they're times for me to experiment, chat with you all, and just have a conversation. So I'm hoping this comes through okay. In case you're wondering, this is my patio, our backyard patio. Behind me are some beautiful purple flowers, which I could name for you if I had any clue what the hell they were. But since I don't know, I can't tell you. I could look it up, or I could ask my wife, but that would be cheating. And I'm just going to be me, and I'm not much on botany or botanicals or whatever the term is. So anyway, they're pretty because they're starting to come into bloom, so I'm hoping you can see those in the background. But I thought I'd come outside today. It's an overcast, gorgeous day outside. Just kind of perfect to see if I could record something on the patio. So hopefully you like getting out of the studio. It's something different. I know our lighting again is going to take some adjustment because I've not done the outside before. So we'll see how it goes. But I'm glad you joined me, and I hope you like this one. I have a new Facebook page. I didn't know that I'd ever be back on Facebook, but I have a new one. And it's for easing anxiety. If you go to facebook.com/easinganxiety, you're going to find our Facebook page. And I set that up. I'm trying it out. It's an experiment. I've had some bad experiences with Facebook and social media as a whole in the past. I don't always have the most positive attitude towards social media, but I know it's great for so many things. It's been amazing during COVID. But it also has downsides, and I've experienced some of those too. But I know to grow this YouTube channel, I need some social media presence, I guess is the word I'm looking for. And so I threw up a Facebook page the other day. Please go check it out and let me know. If you're visiting it, just say hi. Throw a comment on there, let me know you're there. Follow it if you like to, like it if you like to, whatever. I'm not going to get caught up in the Facebook page for easing anxiety. The videos are the primary thing. The Facebook page is to supplement it. But I do know it's another way to stay in touch with you. Just so you know, I am not on it all the time. I don't get on Facebook very often. I don't have Facebook on my phone. I don't even have email on my phone. I create some boundaries to help me manage my anxiety. And that means that I usually check Facebook about once a day. I try to check it in the morning when I go to my office, and I tune in and I respond. So in case you're looking for quick replies from our Facebook channel, I might not be providing them. That's part of my boundaries for managing my anxiety, is I need to separate that somewhat from my home life with my wife and from other work that I do. So just kind of letting you know up front, if I would love for you to comment and comment with each other and start talking to each other on our Facebook page, and I will pipe in when I can. I did want to thank everybody for the comments. Been getting more and more comments, and trust me, these help so much. You know, the primary reason I want the comments is that it lets me know when I'm going the right direction, when I'm going the wrong direction, and also your questions. Send me any questions you have about anxiety. I'd love to start doing Q&As here on the vlog and answering your questions directly. We'll even hopefully be doing some live ones here pretty soon. And we'll see how that goes. I don't know if you hear that. Nice siren in the background. Not that it's nice, but we'll pick up some ambient sounds as we're doing this. In fact, I recorded some ambient sound when I first came out here, just so you could get a flavor of really what it sounds like. So I'm going to play that right here. And we'll tune out the sirens for a minute, and you can hear what it sounds like in our backyard for a minute. Well, not a minute, but a few seconds. I love the sounds of the birds. The birds in spring and summer are one of my favorites. Opening the house up in the morning, coming outside, sitting on our patio. We have some patio furniture over here. You can't see it because it's off camera. I love to come out here and have breakfast on the patio in the morning as we get going. So it's pretty nice out here when we have the right sounds. But now we're back to the sirens, as you can tell. And it's not as nice. We actually have, oh, there's a bird flying right next to me. I don't know if you can see him on the camera, but anyway. Got a reply from Mike. Mike runs a YouTube channel to Mike Wang, and Michael Lee Wang, I think is his full name. And he actually has a studio for Tai Chi and Kung Fu here in Boulder, not too far from where I live. In fact, I'm hoping this weekend we're going to meet up for the first time, keeping social distancing, wearing masks. But I'm hoping a chance to get to know him better, and I think his videos have a lot of similarities through Tai Chi, through Eastern arts, through a lot of the disciplines he teaches. He teaches a lot of the same things that I picked up along the way that helped me with my anxiety. So, maybe go check his out. I think his channel is called The Way of Kung Fu. I'll put it here on the screen so you can see it. But he reached out. He's always been commenting on our videos, and I go back and check out his. And it's just friends we meet along the way. And that's the cool thing about having YouTube channels or having podcasts, and is these people I get to meet that I probably never would have met him, even though we live in the same town. But I probably never would have met him without this way of connecting. So it's kind of cool. Anyway, he said, oh, wrong page. On the Anxiety Rising, our first vlog, he said, another beautiful video. Your genuineness and sincerity comes through in all of your content. Sometimes I'll use the marathon versus sprint analogy to juxtapose between the long and short-term games. But if you recall on that first vlog, I did talk about the long game, and I kept trying to think of the right term for it, and thank you, Mike, for piping in on this one, versus the short game. And he mentioned, of course, the marathon versus sprint, which is a perfect analogy for that. And that is, as humans, we are so often attracted to the short-term gains, the sprint, the quick fix, the quick pleasure, the quick reward. Whereas the long-term one is often the one that means the most to us and gives us the most benefit. Let's go back to another one from our vlog. Let's see here, Joanna. Joanna's been writing me a couple times. She's been great. She's also been with me from Benzo Free. And Joanna wrote, perfect video for what we are going through. The uncertainty and length of how long will this unnatural way of living continue? How much more suffering will there be and fallout? Of course, speaking of COVID-19 and what we're going through right now, and I know the uncertainty is uncertain. The uncertainty is where a lot of our anxiety stems from. For those of you from the benzo-free side who've been through benzodiazepine dependence and withdrawal, tons of uncertainty in that process. I've been through it. Many of you have. For those who haven't, you know what uncertainty is like in life. And just having anxiety usually means you're uncertain of your reactions to different situations. And sometimes they surprise you. A lot of times panic attacks, you don't even know they're coming on, and all of a sudden there they are. And they can be so overwhelming. But yeah, the uncertainty of the situation. Right now it's Wednesday, whatever day it is, May 28th or something, I'm guessing. I don't have it in front of me. But people are starting to get back out there, in the U.S. at least, and starting to do more things. And I think that's grand. That's great. Some are taking precautions, some aren't. I am, again, not one to judge. I try to take precautions when I go out, wear the mask, keep distance. But I also understand the frustration of people that they really want to get back out there and live again, and they've been kept, trapped in their homes for so long. And we don't know what the next stage is. And that creates anxiety. That creates questions without answers. In modern times, we haven't been through this before, especially not in the U.S. I know with SARS and some of the other ones, the Middle Eastern one and other viruses in some places in Europe, they've experienced things like this. But for many of us, this is our first time. Hopefully we'll have treatments. Hopefully we'll have vaccines. We'll have things that'll come through that'll actually change things for the better. But as people are getting back out there, we don't know if a second wave's going to hit. It very well might. And what's going to happen then? How will the economy, the worldwide economy, do? How will we do? We've been through this before. Is it going to be that much harder? So I think the only one who really enjoys this is Bear, who's out there somewhere. Yeah, he's laying in the grass like he loves to do. But as Bear, for our pets, our dogs and cats and everybody else, it's surprising how well this is turning out for them, because they have us at home and they're getting more walks and hopefully more attention. So I get that. Paula typed in and said, "I liked your authenticity. Being raw and vulnerable is difficult, yet necessary to emotionally connect." I couldn't agree more. That's why I'm doing this, because I discovered that emotional connection doing the podcast and thought I'd try it on this video too, and it seems to be there again. And I agree, it's that connection that makes us feel less alone, feel like we are understood, that our stories are validated, what we're going through is real, and that connection makes a lot of difference. So thank you, Paula. Pam wrote in, "I enjoyed this video so much. I feel as though it's more engaging. Yes, anxiety may be forever, but thankfully, I now have tools to ease it. Thanks, Dee." Thanks, Pam. I love that kind of stuff. That's why I'm doing this, is it brings up an interesting topic I just wanted to ramble on about. I'm nomadic. I've done all kinds of careers throughout my life, bizarre ones. I've been an air traffic controller, waiter, teacher, college instructor. I've been a screenwriter, a database developer, director of IT, you name it. I've been an organizer for film festivals and conferences, and I've had maybe 30 or 40 different jobs. But I think the one that I always come back to the most often, and if I had to, that clean slate and start all over again, was teacher. I love teaching, if that's what this is. And I don't even like to think of it as teaching, because I think you're giving me as much as I'm giving you. But honestly, that to me is teaching. When I was teaching screenwriting at college, I swear, and I'm not just saying this, I got more out from my students than I think I gave to them. Their feedback, things they taught me, things they involved me with me, and things they involved me with. I think that's it. And they kept me young. I really miss that, because I don't have that exposure as much as I used to a classroom every day with people in their 20s who, help keep me young and remind me of what they're going through. And I miss that, and I need more of that. So if you're in your 20s, 30s, whatever like that, or anything younger than me, which would be anything below 54, help me out with that, because I do get old school and I do get nostalgic for the things that I grew up with, but I never want to be closed off to the rest of that. But anyway, again, rambling on, what I'm trying to say is this is my way of teaching. And I'm teaching only not because I'm an expert by any means or fashion. I'm teaching because I'm going through this with you, and you're teaching me at the same time. And that's how I see it. And I don't know, it's kind of cool. So somehow I rambled on to about teaching, but I got back there. But I thank you for your comment, Pam. Let's see if we got any more on here. Lenore wrote, "Hi Dee, great new style. Your sign off of 'be at peace' is perfect for me. That is just what I need to hear. Throughout the whole video it seems so sincere, at times solemn, and even sad, which is no wonder when you tell the story about your friend who moved and your own family job difficulties." Thank you, Lenore. Lenore is also a listener over at our podcast, and we have written long emails back and forth many times over the past few months. And I love her feedback. In fact, I think she just sent one to me, which I haven't read yet. It's in my inbox, but I look forward to reading that one too. But regarding the sign-off, "be at peace," I do think that's a great sign-off for this, and I'm going to try to stick to that. I might elaborate on it a little bit, but I do think being at peace is a great way to close out this, because that really is our goal. I think that's our ultimate goal, is to be at peace, to find a way to live calmly, to find a way to live more purposefully, and to find a way to live without letting our anxiety dictate every action and everything we do. So thank you for that. And she also mentioned about being sad and solemn, and yeah, I mean, I feel these things. I feel them all the time, and I want to express those things on the video. I'm going to laugh and make fun of myself, and I'm just going to do that because that's what I do. And I'm going to be sad and remorseful and maybe even shed a tear here and there, because that's also what I do. One of the great gains for me from my dependence with anti-anxiety drugs was I learned to be okay with my emotions. Wow. It only took me 54 years to get there and be okay with my emotions, but I learned to be okay with my emotions and to embrace all of them. God, I learned how to cry. I am one of those guys who was taught, and I know a lot of women are taught this too, not to cry. I grew up, you don't show your emotions, you stuff them inside, which never works out well. And you power through life. And sometimes that's good. Sometimes we do need to put our emotions aside for a while to get through very difficult times. But at some point, those emotions are going to come out. And if you don't do that along the way, they're going to come out all at once, like they did for me during my withdrawal, and like they have for a lot of other people that I've spoken with. And it's frightening as hell. It's overwhelming. But in time, I learned to embrace them. And I learned to enjoy my emotions, and all my emotions, and not just the joy and the happiness and the laughter, but the sadness and the hurt and the pain. And here I'm starting to crack up a bit as I think about it. And now I'm laughing to cover it because that's my typical reaction. This is me, warts and all, as I say. But, these tears here are of joy. It's weird, but I'm thinking of crying because of sad thoughts, and I have joy from those tears. Does that make any sense to any of you? I don't know. I don't know if it does. But now it makes sense to me. We are human. We have emotions. Some maybe more than others. Some people are more emotional. Some are less emotional. I think I've been maybe on the more emotional side most of my life. But I've also learned to stuff it in over the years, so I rarely showed it. I almost never cried. Now, I seek out opportunities to cry sometimes because it's a release. Boy, that release of a good sob, even though I still do it mostly by myself and I'll hide somewhere, but that release is pretty amazing. It's wonderful. And I'm finding a way to enjoy the joy of emotions. And our anxiety so often brings us to those emotions. They bring those emotions up. And as you notice now, there are people riding their bikes behind me. We back to a path, a trail that we love. My wife and I walk that trail probably 2 or 3 times a day. But it's fun to see people go by. So those are our neighbors, or people who live somewhere near us, riding bikes and walking. You may see that periodically, but back to my subject at hand. I think one of the huge gains for me was finding acceptance and a way to embrace my emotions and not see them as bad or good, just see them as a feeling. And feelings really don't hurt us. They really don't. They're not going to kill you. They're not going to seriously harm you, but they do that only because we let them do that. And we let them have the power to make us mad or sad or angry or whatever. Oh, wow, these comments are great. I had stuff to talk about, just some bullets that might talk about today, but I'm not going to get to that. I'm just talking from the comments because you guys are so amazing. And this community that we're building, I can't wait till we get past COVID, and I'm going to get back on the road because I did a little bit of that with Benzo Free. I'm going to get back on the road, and I'm going to travel this country and maybe even other countries, I'm hoping. But I love my road trips. If you were part of the podcast, D loves his road trips. And go out and meet people. Maybe even have little workshops or conferences or I don't know what. And maybe it's just meet up for lunch here or there with some of you. I can't wait to do that. And once we get past this thing and to where we can do more of that, I really look forward to that. Getting outside here on the porch is kind of that first baby step towards taking this channel on the road. Oh man, I just look forward to that. That'd be so cool. And there I ramble on again, as you know I do so often. But the emotional side of anxiety is something we shouldn't have to be afraid of. Anxiety is going to trigger your emotions. It does it all the time. And when we put this other layer on top of that, this other layer that is of resisting, of fighting against it, of struggling with it, then we lose twice. It's a double hit, because we not only do we feel that emotion and the negativity of some of those emotions that comes along with it, but now we also place our own judgment of the emotions on top of it. I think that's the right word I'm looking for here, is judgment. We judge our emotions as good or bad. When I stopped judging sadness as inherently bad, I started to find some joy in it. I know that sounds weird, but it's there and it's so cool. Please comment and let me know if you had any of those types of experiences too, because I'm curious. God, I really hope that the wind isn't causing problems on my microphone, but we'll see. I should have done something on this. We'll see. Maybe this takes, maybe it doesn't. If there is wind noise, I am sorry, but I just realized I didn't put a windscreen on this one, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. But anyway, now I lost my train of thought again. I know I was talking about emotions, and I just want to help other people realize that emotions are part of being human, and they're part of having anxiety. And if you learn to process them in a healthy manner, if you learn to have the emotion, feel it, don't block it, but feel the emotion, embrace it, experience it, and then let it pass, it's pretty amazing. You can move on with your life, and yet you still get the benefits from the emotion, and some of the negativity maybe too, but it doesn't control you. And you're not afraid of them anymore. Well, for the most part. Might be a little afraid now and then, but mostly you're not afraid of anything anymore. Anyway, I'm hoping this came across okay. I'm hoping that this recording took. I'm hoping that there's not too much wind noise and things were okay. But I just want you all to know that I am real grateful that you're there. And I appreciate your feedback. And I appreciate your friendship. And I appreciate making me feel less alone in the anxiety I deal with. Take care of yourself and be at peace. I'll see you next time.